Hello and welcome everybody to Top Gear, not Top Gear, Shoebox. Fuck, do that again. Oh yeah, do you want to close the doors? Hello everybody and welcome to the Shoebox Podcast episode 14. This week with me I have Josh Edney.
Hello.
And Carl Williams.
Hello.
And of course my lovely self, Flynn Clearbrook. This week we are talking Top Gear. The new lineup versus the old lineup, which are on Amazon Prime. Well, hopefully by the end of this year. They definitely will be. But seeing as Amazon paid about $250 million to get the rights to it, damn.
They've got some faith in it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, who wouldn't though? I mean, it's the old trio.
Yeah, the old trio, but what I'm saying is you have to have a lot of faith on something just to pay out 250 fucking million.
No, you can be a rich business who doesn't care.
No, I would say they probably would care if 250 million went missing.
It's going into petrol and, things that Top Gear do.
Fair.
But just think with like $250,000, how many times you could buy a used car for £1,500 and then do a series of challenges.
Fair, actually, talking about
That is a lot of challenges.
Yeah. Imagine if they do a lot of specials, actually.
They probably will. It'll probably all be specials.
We're going across this plain of a desert, or going across this plain of stuff that we don't even know a lot about, and we'll just act like dickheads most of the time, which is the fun bit.
Top Gear the feature film. Top Gear the feature film, episode 2.
This week on Top Gear, we go across the Indian Ocean
In a car, on fire.
in a £500 saloon car that we modified to be a boat.
When we get halfway across the Indian Ocean, we'll be launched into space on a rocket with a Robin reliant on it.
I actually can't wait. At all now.
Reining it in a little bit, what do you guys think about the new presenter lineup?
What, of BBC Top Gear?
Yeah.
Well, I barely know any of them. I know the Stig, Chris Evans and Matt LeBlanc, and that Sabine Schmidt. I don't know who the others are.
To be fair, it's the same with me. I mean,
I don't even think it needs 6 people.
Yeah, I still reckon that's just a scheduling thing. So we'll have 3 presenters for one show and then 3 presenters for another, and it's just so that you can just rotate them all. So, say for example, Matt LeBlanc has to go film episodes or whatever he's doing. Yeah, he can go do that, and then someone else can step in his place.
Oh, so they're there to cover people.
Essentially.
I wouldn't say, I'd say cover, but at the same time, they'll probably have an equal amount of time.
That's just poor timekeeping. So, because if you've got all these things scheduled, hire someone to,
Yeah, but don't forget, what was it, Chris Evans? He's also a radio presenter.
Yeah.
So you'll be busy as hell with that.
And they did that the same with Clarkson, because Clarkson's also a journalist. And then Richard Hammond was off doing his own thing, and so was James May.
Yeah, but they did it outside of Top Gear season time.
But while in Top Gear season time, you may still have conflicts with scheduling.
Yeah.
I remember in an episode of Top Gear when they were packing up, the Who. They were packing up the Who's gear at Hyde Park. And James May showed up late because he did a charity auction. And they referenced it. And it made it a good episode because he wasn't there for all of it. You don't need 6 people.
That is true. I mean, I will have to admit that having 6 people will probably make it a bit more harder to connect with them all.
Because I do think some of them seem to be a bit random to a point. Like Matt LeBlanc is definitely a random.
Yeah, but I think he's probably the more comedy relief.
Yeah. I reckon they've thrown him in because he's a recognisable character.
He's well known.
He's a well-known
and
person.
He's funny. He just is.
So that's the entire Friends fan base on top. So that will have views. It won't go away. People are going to watch it.
A nice star comes in. How you doing? He's not playing an actor this time.
Playing himself.
I do think that Sabine will play a good role in it. She drives for quite a living, or races for a living anyway.
Yeah,
in a
and
sense.
again, it hits
Apparently
the...
she was raised in the Nürburgring.
Yeah.
Near the Nürburgring. And then she self-taught herself the Nürburgring.
She can be on it. I haven't got a problem.
Also, she hits the female demographic as well.
Saying that, I mean, what the rumours were with Chris Evans, it was Philip Glensner and Sue Perkins.
Sue Perkins.
That
possibly.
was also good.
Sue Perkins would have been great.
That would have been a brilliant lineup.
That would have been as well.
Gene Hunt and Sue Perkins.
First episode they have is a cop-related one. Where Matt LeBlanc is trying to get away. No, not LeBlanc. What am I talking about? Chris Evans is trying to get away while Philip Glensner is driving the cop car. They got Sue Perkins with the megaphone out the window going, "Pull over!"
That would have been great.
That would have been amazing to watch.
One thing I will point out, I do like the inclusion of Eddie Jordan there.
Yeah, I mean, to have a kind of, what was it, Formula 1?
Formula One, he owned his own Formula One team called Jordan, and he had some stages he had Michael Schumacher, but he also had Damon Hill, and Damon Hill's like one of my dad's favourite F1 drivers and legends, and he is phenomenal.
I will have to say, Chris Harris, that is, I have to say, is probably for the more online audience.
Yeah.
Because I don't know who the fuck he is. I'm 20, I don't know who the fuck he is, and yet he's apparently popular on YouTube.
That's the same thing. Rory Reid and Chris Harris are like those two people unknowns to me. So
It's just wild cards.
yeah.
Pretty much, they're just trying to grab as much of an audience as they can.
One thing I will say though is because I haven't seen an episode yet, I would want to see how they've styled everything, because I don't think they're going to do the same format as they did with Clarkson and Hammond.
No, because it won't work with 6 people like that. Unless they like paired them up somehow.
Unless they pair them up, or they do certain judgments that they do.
6 people buying like a used car for £1,500 would be too long a watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they gave it like 2 people, but they had like an extra condition in the challenge.
Actually, you know, it would be really cool. Actually,
What's that?
being 6 people, they could have 3 rally cars. They can have 3 people driving and 3 people navigating. Imagine Chris Evans, Matt LeBlanc driving while like one of the others is literally just trying to navigate. It's like turn left.
I can see that it could be some comedy, but the problem is they would have to not know the English roads to be able to do that, or at least they would have to be in a different country. It would be a bit too much for their first season at the moment.
I reckon for a second season, or if they were going to do a challenge, I reckon that would probably work well.
What about the Amazon Top Gear? It's the old
I
classic.
just care about that more. But that's Top Gear to me.
I'm hoping that they're not going to charge for it. I mean, charge in the sense, of course, if you've got their Prime stuff.
You have to buy Amazon Prime, don't you?
Yeah, it's like a £6
Like
a
Netflix or
month.
something.
Yeah. So
If
hopefully,
you've got to buy that and then buy the programme, that's not on.
at the same time, it makes sense, but it doesn't. It's a bit. If they do, then well, fuck. If not, happy days.
The only problem or issue I've got with Amazon in general was the fact that, you know, it's paying out more money for something that I would have to be using regularly.
That's true, but there is a lot of stuff on there.
I'm more towards Netflix, so I've got Daredevil on that one.
Now TV is where it's at. now TV.
We're going into the war of the on-demand services now.
To be fair, on demand is defeating television, and that's probably why
On-demand's
Amazon
where it's
snapped
at,
up.
man.
You know what I reckon I should do? Like, these subscription services just turn themselves into a bloody on-demand video. More households are getting like a Freeview box with their telly, and then they're just going out and getting an on-demand box, or having a smart TV, just paying £6 for something like Netflix or something along those lines. And the thing is, if you want to go see like you want to watch like a series, we can just go on like on-demand stuff, because we essentially pay for it, or our parents pay for it through like TV license. So
I still don't even understand what a TV license is. I genuinely thought the TV license was like you had to learn how to use the TV. You have to learn the remote and all the rest of it, and then you have to pay to keep on reminding how to use a remote.
well, some countries don't actually have a TV license, but then again they
Some
pay for
countries
it.
don't have traffic lights.
But they don't have to pay essentially for the channels, but the channels need to pay through advertising for the channel to keep going.
I'm going to throw this out there. When new Top Gear comes on, the BBC one, I really hope the Stig flips some shit. Like, you're not Jeremy, get out! And starts kicking people, you know, whilst wearing his helmet.
All in all, I just want to see what the new Top Gear is like, give at least the first episode a good shot, and then go from there, really.
Give it a fair review.
Yeah,
not,
give it a
not
fair.
so much dismiss it.
Gi-
I'll watch it. I'll see what it's like, but I'm not looking forward to it that much.
I mean, I don't mind it. I mean, it's Top Gear. Hopefully, they'll do it justice with a new cast. But I'm looking forward to both either way. Hopefully, it'll be great.
Bit like when you get like a new Doctor in Doctor Who, you have to get used to it first.
Talking Spanish to me now.
Right, so I'd say that's the end of this episode.
Anyway.
It's goodbye from me, Josh.
Yeah, see you later.
And it's goodbye from me as well. See you later, everybody.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this
Well,
channel.
I was going to say,
And on that bombshell.
well, that too, but this is the greatest podcast in the world. See you later, everybody.
To Top Gear! We're not on Top Gear, even though we're like 3 people that could be presenters.
Could be.
You tried.